I said, great news across the board as we finally know when the vote will happen. And this means we know when we're going to see the third stimulus check bill. And the members of this channel will see it before anyone else. The 6,000 plus page third stimulus package bill has remained a mystery for weeks, and that will change next week. Meantime, what's going on with Janet Yellen? Treasury Secretary Joe Biden spoke extensively this afternoon about your third stimulus. I have her updates and her comments as well. Then, Walmart. Walmart explains what was spent with the first and second stimulus check and what they're pushing for in the third stimulus check. Unemployment numbers, not good. And those unemployment numbers may suggest there could be more stimulus checks along the horizon. Finally, flying Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz caught in Cancun amidst a massive snowstorm crippling his state. He jets out of the state to go to warm Mexico, while millions of residents in his state are left without water, electricity, heating, or even running water. I have all the details across the board on a big afternoon's recording of What the Chuck. Thank you for joining me on Afternoons LA. What a day it is with incredible great news across the board. I'm so excited for you. We're on a modified set, of course. This is a modified set as we get ready for the new LA to roll out in just a couple of days. So I apologize for the camera angle, the lighting, and everything and more. As someone said yesterday, you need to go to bed. You need to go to bed. Oh my God, you look horrible. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. And big love back to you as well. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And if you don't like how I look, then I'll put a cardboard cutout in for me tomorrow. In this recording, I have so much happening across the board, so make sure you subscribe. Also like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member, because only on this channel you can get the option of seeing the hologram version of me instead. There's so much happening this afternoon. First, let's cut to Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary Joe Biden, who has your thoughts and wishes in place for stimulus, big stimulus. Talk tonight after Home LA about stimulus, and this is what she said. I think it's very important to have a big stimulus package that addresses the pain that is caused. 15 million Americans behind on their rent, 24 million adults, and 12 million children who don't have enough to eat, small businesses failing. Inflation has been very low for over a decade, and you know it's a risk, but it's a risk that the Federal Reserve and others have the tools to address. The greater risk is scarring the people, having the pandemic take a permanent, lifelong toll on their lives and their livelihoods. You know, there's so much pain in the economy. I think these checks really will provide the relief and the jumpstart our economy, giving people money to spend when they can get out and go back to our former lives. So you know there's a lot of families that are operating on the margin, and I think these checks will really help them. If you've been tuning into this channel over recent days, you've seen that there's more than just the stimulus check in the third stimulus package. There's the $1,400 stimulus check if you're an individual, adult, dependent, child. But there's also $3,600 if you're a child 5 years to newborn. There's a $3,000 check if you're 17 to 6. There's a 17. Thank you, Brother Joshua, for the winged lemon. There's a $1,700 stimulus check. Additional if you're a college student. There's $1,400 per week for paid sick leave. There's $5,000 stimulus check for business grants. There's so much in this stimulus package. If you did not watch Purple right before this, the tape show, third stimulus check and third stimulus package, I went over all those details. I'll go over more tonight on Evenings LA. So what she's arguing for was passage of the third stimulus check bill. But today we had also great news, as Nancy Pelosi confirmed the great news you've been waiting for. The third stimulus package bill will be called for a vote next week. This is huge. It will be the end of the week, and the bill will be in final form as early as Tuesday. As early as Tuesday, the members of this channel will get the first look at the bill. It will come as a complete form. It will be about 5,000 to 6,000 pages. I will try to then break it up into separate parts for you. And the bill will give us the window of clarity for a lot of issues we don't know. We don't know about hazard pay. We don't know about EIDL. We don't know about that $1,500 for essential workers under an earned income tax credit. Thank you, Janet, for the super chat. We don't know about a lot of things under that third stimulus package. We don't know about mortgage assistance. How much? We know it's private and public. We don't know how much. Ultimately, the bill will be the window of the opportunity. Once the House finalizes it and votes on it and passes it, it goes to the Senate. And then the Senate passes it and it goes to the president. Now, the Senate will make modifications, and that's bigger, bolder, as we've been talking as well. Walmart. Walmart dominated news for 3 reasons today across the board. Boy, what a day it was for Walmart. First, Walmart CEO appeared on broadcast news and confirmed that he was among the business leaders that met with the president last week. Wow. So what did they talk about? They talked about stimulus, and he said, you got to send out that stimulus check right away. He told the president of the United States, got to send out the stimulus check. He reflected on the last one, the $600, and he reflected on the first one. He said when the first stimulus check went out in March of 2020, people were just starting to feel the impact of the pandemic. They weren't behind on rent. They weren't behind on bills. And he said as soon as they got that $1,200, he said the vast majority of purchases, he said, were TVs, shoes, big ticket items. He said the second stimulus check of $600, no. He said it was consumer staples. He said it was shampoo and cleaning detergents. Hey, Angie, thank you for the dancing pair. I really appreciate it. So he says that the place we are now needing that $1,400 stimulus check, it'll help people get their staples and their supplies up to date in their home. That's why he says it's important to get it going. Walmart reported earnings today. Thank you, Christina, for the super chat. Walmart reported earnings today, and they weren't particularly as big as Wall Street expected. It was not a beat on some of the benchmarks. Meantime, Walmart also announced today that for I think it was 450,000 employees will be getting $15 an hour. That will match what Amazon and Target had recently announced as well. Now, Walmart has been paying hazard pay, as they call it, bonus pay. So this is another step up for Walmart to start paying different elements of its task force to bring them up to point. Hey, Robert, thank you for the dancing pair. I really appreciate it. Unemployment. The unemployment numbers were out this morning, and they singularly are important for all your stimulus. I have told you, people always ask me, LA, how many stimulus checks are we going to get in 2021? I say it depends on unemployment. It depends on unemployment. And here is the number out this morning. I told you maybe, somewhere in the 700 range, maybe about, maybe low 700. The number was expected to decrease, improve. It got worse. It got much worse. Unemployment claims in California, Illinois went up again. This is the second week in a row in which California led the nation in unemployment claims. This is despite the fact that California has relaxed its lockdown orders. So not going well in California, not going well in Illinois. But the long-term unemployment number improved slightly to 4 million. And the totality of people on unemployment is still at about 18 million, down from 20 million. So not much change there. The more you see that continuing 6-month long-term unemployment number large, over $3 million. Thank you, Magda for the super chat. The more you see this long-term unemployment number large, like 3 million, 4 million, that's where people like Janet Yellen, Joe Biden, Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, will all say we need stimulus. This is the second stimulus. This is the third stimulus package. The fourth stimulus package, we don't know. And then the final stimulus package will be the recovery package. It's very possible if these unemployment numbers continue to be bad throughout the year, you could see 2 more stimulus checks after this one as well. All right, then Texas. Wow. Flying Ted Cruz or Bus Ted. Social media had every hashtag they could for Ted Cruz, whether it was Bus Ted or Cancun Cruise or versions of it. The senator from Texas, who certainly dominated chatter last week and the week before for his antics with Josh Hawley, no more less than a month ago, was spotted in Cancun. He jetted off to Cancun, Mexico. Thank you, Ava, for the super chat. He jetted over to Cancun, Mexico. Why was he there? He was there as residents of his state have no water, no electricity, no heat, no oil, no plumbing. Roofs are caving in as the rain and the snow is combining on the roof lines and busting and making leaks. So what was his alibi? His daughter. He blamed it on his daughter. He said his daughter wanted him to fly off and take a week off because school's closed and there's snow. So he said, I did what a good dad would do, was support my daughter. And so I flew with him. He blamed his daughter. NBC News tonight confirms that Ted Cruz actually returned earlier from Mexico after social media spotted him in Mexico, that he was not originally supposed to return when he did return, but that he was actually spotted to return this weekend. Who are essential workers and which teachers are getting things? Hazard pay remains the mystery, and we'll see hazard pay in the third stimulus package. Ted Cruz finally returned to Houston with a police escort and avoided press and news media as soon as he landed on the ground, so he couldn't be asked about why he left his state while residents remain in despair. Meantime, outages still remain in place across Texas, but there's hope. And that hope is actually warming temperatures. Texas is supposed to reach the 50s by Saturday, at which point all the ice is expected to melt, of course. It will be believed in the 30s tomorrow, and that by next week it's in the mid to high 70s. What a strange, wild run that has been. Ultimately, a lot of people have been displaced. There's concerns about stimulus for residents of Texas. There's concerns about outages for residents of Texas and more. With 13 minutes on the clock, let me give you the big update. First, let me tell you where we are elsewhere. Alicia, does the student stimulus have to be filled out okay with your packed suitcases? Understand, under the third stimulus package, the only two items that are automatic under the third stimulus package are the stimulus check and the child care, the children, the 3,600 and the 3,000. Thank you, Pink, for the super chat. Everything else you got to apply for. And I've been getting messages from people. How do I get it? It's not law yet. Do we have an emoji for that? It's not law yet. But at the 13-minute mark, let me tell you where we are. 700 people in the room, 300 likes. Let's get to 1,000 people and 500 likes. We're at, what are we at? 99 million views and just a few days to go for the end of the month. We're trying to reach 100 million views, so help us get to that benchmark. If you did not watch Afternoons LA, please watch those two shows. There was Check and Purple. Meantime, if you've not subscribe. And if you haven't liked this video, like the video. Let's get those likes up. And consider becoming a member, because next week is going to be the week to become a member. Why? Because next week we're going to get the bill. You want to see that bill. You want to see that bill to know what things are. The Dow futures are down 8. The NASDAQ futures are down 15 overnight. And the big news on equities, of course, Tesla. Tesla, I told you, is not doing well. It's now down $4 on after hours. It was down $11 today. It is now down $190 since January 2nd. It has had a down year. It is actually down for the year almost $100. And it has broken through the resistance level, which I told you was about 780, about 790. So it's broken through that resistance level. The next resistance level could be much lower. Ultimately, Tesla is not having a good year in 2021 to start. The big update across the board is that we have a vote date on your third stimulus package bill. The vote date will be the end of next week, but before that, we'll actually see the bill. The bill will be debuted somewhere around Tuesday as the Budget Committee in the House, which is Democratic run, will do their final markup on it. And after that, they got to get a napkin to clean it because there'll be a little bit of $12 ice cream smudges in the corner. But after they get the $12 ice cream smudges cleaned, then it's ready for a vote. Is this rocky road on the edges? Hey, Dawn, how are you? Everyone, welcome Dawn to the family. Welcome Dawn to the family. There'll be a little bit of, mint, chocolate chip, a little smudge in the corner. Got to clean it off. I think someone's gonna see that bill before it ultimately gets to call for a vote. But once they clean the edges of the bill paper, then it's ready. Then it's ready. God bless it. The bill will have the $1,400 stimulus check. The great news is you're getting $1,400 stimulus check. The bigger news is that you're going to get more than $1,400. You're going to get that plus at least 5 items. Every viewer of this channel will get the other 5 items. They include rent, utilities, food, internet. I'll say that again: rent, utilities, food, internet. It was a day in which the SEC was looking at volatility in the markets, but I was looking at the progress of your stimulus. Big progress with the date, the bill, and the push behind it, and that push came from Janet Yellen. The Treasury Secretary for Joe Biden said, you know what? This needs to get done. This needs to get done because the situation's not good. And what is the situation? Hey, Marilyn, thank you for the cat. The situation is unemployment. Unemployment determines your stimulus. Housing starts, not your stimulus. Lumber numbers, not your stimulus. Consumer spending, sort of your stimulus, but not really indicative whether you need stimulus or not. Unemployment is your number. Every Thursday morning, if you've been with me since April 25th, you've seen that number on this channel every single Thursday morning. The number determines how much stimulus, how quickly, and how often. Looking marvelous. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's a modified set. The camera angle is a little crazy. The lighting's all off. And Janine, thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. Everyone, welcome Janine to the family. But I loved the comments last night. Some of the comments were, "My goodness, your eyes are closed. Go to bed." No, it's because I can't see because the camera angle. Lord, hey Christina, thank you for the dancing bear. I really appreciate it. It's just, if you've watched the Kardashians, Kim has talked about this extensively. That's my reference point. All right, let me answer some of your questions from yesterday's recording, and let's see where they're going. Ultimately, Belisa, any chance the Democrats won't vote yes? So that's a great question. Let me answer that question. I think it was Alicia or Belisha. That's a great question. So yeah, let me answer that question. In the House, the answer is no. The House Democrats, Nancy could walk in with purple hair and they'd vote yes for the bill. They just, I don't know. I think they have sunglasses on. The House Democrats, I think they have sunglasses on. I think they look like that character that looks like a big wig that has no eyes. It's like, the House Democrats just sort of do anything Nancy says. So yeah, they're going to pass in the House very quickly. Then when it goes to the Senate, well, the Senate's going to push back. The senators have spine, so they're going to push back, and they're going to say, do this, go back, go there. That's not a vote no. That's basically they have to argue the bill. When Chuck Schumer calls the bill for a vote, I'm calling the bill for a vote. Who wants to talk about the bill? I do. Okay, what do you want to say? I want to say this. Oh, where's my camera? I gotta find my camera angle because I gotta get that book deal. I gotta get that book deal for that big publisher. Oh, is that my camera angle? Okay, that's my camera. And so there'll be a little grandstanding. There'll be a little bit of grandstanding, but there will be some people that really want to do some things. And that's where they won't say no. They're just going to sort of move the bill. And then after that, they're going to go to Chuck, over lunch, say, Chuck, come on now. What are you doing? Why is the FPUC $400? Chuck, come on now. You know better than, yeah, I know. It's just, it's Nancy's fault. She had a bad hair day. And so that's basically, to make it very simple, how they're going to do it. They're not going to block the vote. They're not going to kill the bill, but they're going to push their agenda. Thank you, Alice, for the super chat. Some will push it to get a book deal. Some will push it to appear on broadcast news. Some will push it to get a YouTube channel. God bless them. And the rest of them will do it because they want to actually help you. So that was a great question. Let me answer some of your other questions and comments from yesterday's recording. John Higgins. I filed for a friend yesterday, and he was a man on disability who thought he wasn't someone who qualified because he was born in South Africa. But he's legal. He has a social security number and he receives SSI. I got him $1,800 yesterday. Oh, wow. This is a great, positive, empowering comment to start with. I thought I was going to start with another angry comment. This comment is just wonderful. And I was going to cover this, and this is just absolutely wonderful. Let me go over what's going on. If you did not get your first or second stimulus check, and you're not an adult dependent, and you know you're qualifying for it, you're missing the first one or the second one or both, you need to file your tax return. Now, understand, you may not have to file your tax return. You can voluntarily file the tax return. I think I've said that enough now that people understand the concept that if you're on SSI and SSDI, for example, you don't have to file a tax return, but you can file a tax return voluntarily. And that's where a lot of viewers are really stepping up. And I had one viewer yesterday. She got $1,800 right away. She didn't understand it until I told her. And she got that stimulus check. Now, understand, this is filing a tax return. This is not a non-filer filing. Do not do the non-filer filing and think you're going to get a stimulus check. Do not do the non-filer filing in January, in this month, and think that's going to get you a stimulus check. It will not. I'll repeat again. This is only by filing a tax return. The non-filer filing does nothing. You have to do a filing. You have to file a tax return and request the missing stimulus checks. Your tax return may be all zeros. It may be 0, all zeros. And then you get to that line and say, hi, I want my missing checks. Bam. John Higgins. I filed the tax return yesterday for a friend who didn't think he was qualified, but he is. He has a social security number and he's on SSI. Great example. I got him $1,800 yesterday. Wow. Congratulations. Really incredible, great news. Let's see. Chris, we need a monthly check, $2,000. Not going to happen. It's just not going to happen with this economy. Anthony Moore. Larry Cox. Why don't you go and get some slate? That's actually the comment. Larry Cox. Why don't you go and get some slate? Okay, Larry. Thank you. Thank you for that nice comment. I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm going to see you on Evenings LA at 6 p.m. at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Larry Cox. I'm not going to sleep, sir. That's actually the comment. Yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Dwayne. When are they gonna? That was the afternoon show. Gotta say, that was this show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Go to sleep. It's 3 o'clock. Go to sleep. It's it's midnight in some country, but go to sleep now. Oh my Lord. If I go to sleep, I'm going to dream stimulus checks. Do you do that also? I dream stimulus checks. Stimulus check. A stimulus check every month. I dream when I go to sleep. No, I don't. All right. Maybe VP Harris dreams multiple stimulus checks when she goes to sleep. Bernie Sanders, he dreams of lawn chairs closing. All right, Dwayne, when are the stimulus checks going to be sent out? We don't know the day. Rich Carter, the $10,000 is enough for now. Don't know which one he's referring to. Robin, I want my stimulus check. Oh, we all do. Hey, Angel, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. When are we going to get this so-called check, says Rosetta. Rosetta calls it a so-called check. I don't know. $1,400 is the so-called $1,400. I guess, how should I say it, Rosetta? If you don't want the so-called check, I'll take it. Who in the room wants Rosetta's so-called stimulus check? She doesn't, the so-called check. She doesn't want the so-called $1,400. Do you want it? Anyone in the room want her so-called? Because she says it's a so-called check. I do, says Alma. I do, says Beverly. Someone else's team at Tammy, colleagues. She says it's a so-called check. Let me see. It comes as paper. It says "pay to you," and it has money on it. So I think it is a check. I mean, it could be Bitcoin, but I think it's a check. Joanne, LA and Purple Power family, we need the Social Security. It wasn't what was promised. Mary Price, can we get a list of people who are up for re-election? Yeah, we'll do that. Elda, I missed that super chat. That was a good one. That was Angel. Thank you for the massive super chat. I really appreciate it. Well, between someone telling me to go to sleep and someone saying the stimulus check is a so-called check, that was a great comment. I really appreciate it. I'm done, Ella. You're done. You were at the 26-minute mark. Well, at least we got the one wonderful comment. That important comment is that you've got to file the tax return to get those missing stimulus checks. And that includes if you're a parent and you're missing one of the children's stimulus checks, or you gave birth and they don't know about the new child. If you qualify for a stimulus check. It's as simple as that. Go do the form. You can use an online tax preparer. You can use the major tax companies. You can use an app. You can go to the irs.gov. You can use everything. You can do it. But the Casino does not have a tax department. So don't go to the Casino looking for the tax department. It was there maybe 10 years ago, but it's now the VIP lounge. So that's what cows do. They sort of come in and make everything a party. So at the 27-minute mark, let me tell you where we are. The big update as you join me tonight is that there is a third stimulus check bill vote now set. Lord. And Janet Yellen is doing a major press push for stimulus. Thank goodness. And finally, the unemployment numbers are out this morning, and they weren't good. They weren't good. The stimulus bill vote will come next week, Nancy Pelosi confirms. Item number one. Number two, we'll see the bill as early as Tuesday because the bill will finalize the House Budget Committee on Monday. Great news. Number three, when we see the bill, we'll have all the answers to the questions we've been wondering about. Questions like, what about housing pay? What about EIDL? And questions like, can someone really explain what that hairstyle is that Nancy's wearing? We'll have all our questions answered, like who the hell elects Ted Cruz every 4 years? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. I don't know. Ted Cruz is sort of, he just defies logic every time. I just sense Ted Cruz as an SNL sketch this weekend. I just smell an SNL sketch on Ted Cruz in Cancun. It just smells like it's coming. It just, it's like hairspray hitting a San Francisco hair salon. You could just see it coming. And then finally, the unemployment numbers were out this morning, and they were just not good. They were not good. And the blame, California again. California again led the nation. Well, actually, they were number 2 in new jobless claims. Last week, they were number 1. So it looks like the reopening of California has not actually turned things around. But ultimately, unemployment numbers determine your stimulus. And Janet Yellen says, need to do the stimulus. You need to go big and bold. Her press move to get that stimulus out is wonderful. So this is great news. And with that, I will see you tonight at 6 o'clock on Evenings LLite. That'll be a big recording. Join me at 6 o'clock and then 7 o'clock, a doubleheader. 6 o'clock, we'll go over third stimulus. And then 7 o'clock, we'll go over that free rent, free utilities, and more. Stay informed, stay focused. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. 1,000 people in the room and 600 likes. Good job. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. Go watch Afternoon Check, those 2 shows. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Hey, Angie, thank you for the massive dancing pair. And with that, let's dance out together. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on dancing, and see you tonight on Evenings Lalate.